Plan of action for today. We have got Portsmouth away from home and we've got Leeds at home, hoping to try and maintain what has been a very, very good first half of the season and try and cement where we are in the league, which is higher up than expected. How are you doing? Welcome to part 12 of Club 2 of the MyCareer save here on the channel. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video on Football Manager, where we are going to be playing the two aforementioned games. I will discuss where we are in the table in just a moment, but if you're excited to see how we get on in both of those games today, again, that is against Portsmouth and against Leeds United, don't forget, leave a like on the video for me and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so and you put a big smile on this face right here. So yeah, Charlton Athletic, currently first in the Championship. That happens. It's happened because of consistency. We've just managed to have a great run of just, I don't know, doing quite well. I mean, the last time you saw us was the West Brom and Fulham game, so it wasn't that long ago. We won both of those. Since then, again, consistency. We have dropped points in a couple of games, Middlesbrough and Birmingham. Both of them were tough games in and of their own right. But we beat QPR, we beat Coventry, and then we've soundly beat Millwall again, and we beat Fulham as well, which, you know, is pretty good going. So we are going to play today against these two just before the January transfer window opens. News on that front, we have actually been given more of a transfer budget. So we now have £1 million to spend, not much in the way of wage budget. So we'll see if we can make some moves in January. I haven't really thought about what I want to do to the squad if we do anything at the moment, but it is something we can just kind of keep in our back pocket and consider as something to do. But the squad have been doing really well. In terms of any kind of injuries, there aren't any at the moment. We have had one or two, but at the moment we've got a fully fit squad, which is really nice to see. Speaking of, game against Portsmouth, this is the 11 that we're going to be using against them. Just a reminder as well, Portsmouth obviously again in League One last season. Let's just have a look at last season, just see how we did against Charlton Athletic. Where are we? There, beat them. In fact, that's them beating us 2-1 at the end of December. At the beginning of the season, it was 0-0. So we actually haven't had the best of records against Portsmouth. So it'd be quite nice to get a measure of victory here today. I don't think, I could be wrong here, but I don't believe we've already played them this season. Why I'm looking at their schedule, I do not know. Let's go to this season. I'm pretty sure... No, we have played them, actually, and it was a draw. So we need to get a win because we just, at the moment, don't have a good record against them. So let's try and sort that out today. The 11 for the game is going to be Iverson in goal, Shahar, Hall, Fish and McCallum in defence, Shackleton, Piccolo, Busquets and Azaz in the midfield with Sims and Phillips up front. Sims and Phillips are forming a really good partnership with Finn Azaz behind them as well. Busquets and Piccolo, really good partnership in the midfield. The holding midfield spot is probably an area we do need to invest in, purely because the players we've got aren't really doing a very good job there. So that's the only reason why we need to do that. But yeah, let's get into the game and let's see how we do. I would quite like to win today, but it is away from home and Fratton Park is a quite intense place to go. I believe. I could be making that up completely. I believe it is. For some reason, I've got it in my head that it is, but who knows? I could be talking utter waffle, which I normally do. But yeah, it's been going very, very well so far in the save, and I'm surprised as to where we are. I don't think we're going to finish in the automatic promotion spaces. I think we've done enough in the first half of the season to kind of maybe not cement a playoff place, but being in and around the playoff places, it is still very tight. I mean, down to Sheffield Wednesday, there is a 8-point gap, so it's not done and dusted by any stretch of the imagination. We are very much still open to being trounced by someone at some point and have everything fall apart. But the run we've been on at the moment has just been, it's just been confidence building. And even when certain players have had bad games, like Phillips, for example, he's had a real, like, he kind of has pairs of games where he's good and pairs of games where he's bad, but he is overall doing better than he is doing bad. So I'm okay with it, but he can be inconsistent. I mean, you saw him have a great chance there that he hit the post with. Sims has been pretty good as well, although he did pick up a knock. We have seen signs of oh, I thought that was going to be a goal then for a second. I keep forgetting his name for some reason, Scully. I have seen signs of life from Scully. He's starting to look a little bit like he could be a championship player, but still he's not very good. And I feel like that is a summer transfer of him out and someone else in. By the way, they've got Borland, who we tried to sign in the summer, but none of that matters because Finn Azaz, who we did sign in the summer, has gone and scored with a 20-yard, not quite a screamer, it kind of just skittled along the ground. But he's gone and put it in the back of the net. Lovely thing to see. Very happy with that. Shahar wins the header here. Goes back to Borland, who loses it. Sims flicks it onto Azaz. Just between, like, in that kind of D area. Just hits it as hard as he can. Thing of beauty. Just exactly what we want to see from him. And we do go ahead. Again, league-wise, looking at the table, we should be beating them. They are currently just outside of the relegation zone. And we are obviously doing far better in the league. However, with how last season went, you would expect them to be the team who would be the favourites in this game. Maybe we just had better recruitment. I don't know. Maybe they've just got not as good a manager. It's probably not that. They do have a corner here, though. So all of my trash talking, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even call it trash talking. I mean, that's probably being quite generous. It's probably going to be for naught at some point. We picked up the only yellow card of the game. They have had an injury, though, so they do have to contend with that. We've been all over them and just have one goal to show for it. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I would quite like to see a little bit more from us. But do you know what? Points are the thing at this point. Azaz has got another opportunity to get another goal, and he has got another goal as well. This time it's in the box. It's his 8th of the season. And Finn Azaz started off poorly, then started to really pick up some momentum. Did pick up a little knock, and seems to really be coming into form at the moment. He is looking like exactly the quality of player that we were expecting him to be. Really happy with this contribution today. 2 goals before half-time. If Middlesbrough want to let us have him permanently, I wouldn't be against it, because he's fitting into the team quite well, and he's turning into a bit of a goal threat as well, which is lovely to see. 2-0 at half time. Very happy with that indeed. We'll just have a quick chat with Josh Phillips just to tell him that he can do better. We'll do the same with Jamie Shackleton. He's really struggled to find his place in the team. Hall will just tell to calm himself down, and Shahar will just say that you can do a bit better than that. I'm not going to be too harsh on Shahar. He's been outstanding for us. Genuinely has been superb. So if he has the occasional game where he's not superb, I'm willing to allow it. It's absolutely fine. Looks like Portsmouth have come out of the gate in the first half, looking at the momentum of the game. So we'd like to see that not continue. Right, Shahar running down the right wing, tries to pass it forward. It's a bit of a poor pass, actually. He is having a poor game today. And Portsmouth now have possession, looking to come forward here, chipping it over, looking for their forward. Connolly does break through, and it is saved by Iverson. Good work from him. Solid enough goalkeeper for us this season. There have been a couple of games where he's not been great, but you know what? Your goalkeeper's going to have a poor game every now and then, so I'm not mad about it. Right, Shackleton, can you get to that ball? Nowhere near. Mason Clark now, looking to recycle the ball. Highlight ends, that's absolutely fine. Again, Portsmouth looking like they're having the better of the game, but momentum does start to swing back in our favour. We're having more chances as well, which is good. Momentum is fine, but unless you do something with it, obviously it's going to swing back the other way. And they are starting to run out of time here, Portsmouth. Right, we're going to make some changes. Sims is actually quite tired, despite having the better game. But I'm going to take him off for Scully. We'll let Scully get out there. Shackleton can come off for Wiradu. We'll bring Wiradu. In fact, no, I'm going to bring Doherty on because he did moan. I can't remember if this was in the last video, but he's moaned about his game time. So we'll bring him on just so he doesn't moan. And Edmonds Green can come on. He had a little moan, but I convinced him that he's a squad player now, and he was perfectly happy with it. So that's fine. I'm quite happy just to give him a few minutes here or there because he is a good fill-in player in multitude of positions. I'm quite happy with 2-0 at this point. If we can just see the game out, we know how dangerous a 2-0 score can be, but I am quite happy just to see it out at this point. Right, Fish is tiring. I'm going to bring him off for Watts, and we'll give Fish a little bit of a break. And then with my final substitution, I mean, we're 2 goals ahead. I'm tempted to take off McCallum, to be honest. I'm tempted just to give him a bit of a break. Yeah, do you know what? We will. Luke Ashburn can come on, get a few minutes. I know he's only 1.5 star, but he's one of our youngsters, and I want to give him a little bit of footy. Right, final change. Let's see whether we can just see the game out. Really, they have been very, very poor, and their goalkeeper's the one who's kept them in the game from looking at that. But they have had chances, so it's not like it's been all one-way traffic. It's just that our traffic has been quicker. I don't know what the analogy of traffic would be when both sides are doing well. It doesn't really, it probably wasn't a great analogy to use. Next time, Stu, think about using your words properly. Right, that is going to be full time any moment now. Goodness me, we went over time there, but it is a 2-0 victory. A clean sheet away from home is always a glorious thing. I'm really happy with that as a result. That's the game that I thought. It's weird. I actually do think we have a chance to struggle in both games today. We've obviously won that one away from home. Leeds is going to be more of the struggle. if I'm being completely honest, and I don't think you'll disagree with me, because at the end of the day, they're the team that's more than recently been in the Premier League. I don't actually know their last... Where are they at the moment? Leeds mid-table, solidly mid-table. When's the last time they in this save were in the Premier League? Should we have a... That's not what I wanted to do at all. Right, there we go. Into domestic leagues. So they got relegated last season, and they're not having a good season this year. Okay, right, well then, we need to pile on the misery a little bit more, but also be aware that they are a better team than what that league's position is kind of suggesting at the moment. Okay, let's go away. Let's get ourselves to that game only in 3 days' time. And let's see whether we can get another win or whether the Premier League team from last season are going to batter us, which we're probably due a battering at this point, so I'm prepared. No major dramas ahead of the Leeds United game. We are just going to dive into it, really. The 11 is, I believe, with only the one change, the same as the last game. The only change being Wiredu has come back in at the base of the midfield diamond. Other than that, same 11. So let's just dive into it and let's just see whether we can get a result against mid-table Premier League last season, Leeds United. I should have really checked out exactly how badly they did in the Premier League to get relegated. I should have had a quick look at that, but, well, I didn't. So it's going to be a mystery forever. I don't know, should we win this game? I mean, league position-wise, yes, absolutely. But I'm not having our league position as a given at the moment because, again, just a couple of games with that kind of 8-point gap between ourselves and the team outside the playoffs, it's not a lot. We'll have a look at it when it comes up in a minute. It's not a big gap at all. So, well, here we go. Leeds United currently on 42. They're only 12 points behind us. That's not much of a swing at halfway through the season, I don't think. I think that's very easily doable. They're going to be gunning for a championship playoff spot. I need to say Champions League spot. Utterly ridiculous. They're going to be trying to get into the playoffs at this point. We're going to try and consolidate what we've got. But also, in the back of our heads, we know we can eat a loss or 2 or 3 because we should be nowhere near where we are in the league at the moment. And I'm expecting maybe a little bit of complacency to kind of creep in with the squad. Haven't seen it yet, but I am expecting it. And we have started with Leeds United with a good bit of possession here, although they give the ball away, and Wiredu now gets the possession back. Hall back to Wiredu. Wiredu looking to get it forward to Busquets. It's a poor pass though. Nonso now looking for someone. Oh, it's a poor pass from him though. And Piccolo gets it out to Shahar into Sims. And now here we come. Sims goes very far out wide. The Leeds United defender does a terrible job there. And our crosses, all of the passing in this game has been awful so far. What is going on? Nonso. Really bad possession there. The pass wasn't the problem there. Phillips into Sims. And that is 1-0. And it's offside. What a ridiculous passage of play that was. Poor passing, poor possession, poor movement, but a good finish. That doesn't really matter because, again, poor movement, offside. Wow, it's going to be one of those games then. All right, then. Momentum has been all with us, by the way. But as we said in the last game, doesn't matter if you've got all the momentum. Doesn't matter if you've got all the possession. Doesn't matter if your passes are pinpoint. If you do nothing with it, what is the point? We are going to actually encourage the boys here just to try and get them a little bit more energy, hopefully, just to try and push through. They are very defensive, Leeds United, I will say. So they are going to be a hard nut to crack. But I think that means we are going to be allowed to kind of play a little bit. And then we're just going to be having to try and stop them coming forward. Those are very expensive looking cameras there. So we're just going to have to try again. I am actually, with how dominant we've been, I'm going to go attacking and just see whether we can just break through that way. Now, we have got some poor performances out there. Ellis Sims, I mean, a bit harsh, but he was offside. He should have put us ahead, and he didn't because he was offside. So we'll have a word with him. We'll tell Leo Shahai he needs to step up a little bit. Piccolo as well. I'd like to see a bit more from him. Maybe we can get a set piece that he can bury. That would be lovely. Josh Phillips will have a word with as well. And then the others will just say, step up your game a little bit, boys. Come on. Let's get a goal to go ahead in this game and just start to make, as ridiculous as it sounds, this first position our road. Right, free kick from Piccolo. This is what we want. Looking for Phillips. Can't quite find him though. Phillips is 6 foot, so he's not a short guy at all, but he's also not really as tall as you would want an aerial threat. Now, they were bombing forward there, but they've now gone backwards again, which I feel like with this tactic, you should be bombing forward and a counter-attack and not going backwards in play because you haven't got the personnel far forward enough to make as much of an impact as you would like to. And there we go. They've tried to do it, and they've got intercepted twice. We did give the ball away once, of course, but then we managed to get it back. Right, Sims into Azaz now. Azaz, who was the star of the last game, looking for the pass into Shahar. What a goal from Leo Shahar, by the way. What a strike that is. Check, please. Right, Sims into Azaz. Azaz sees Shahar coming up, cuts inside, just hits it. Outrageous from the right back. Outrageous from him. And it is finally 1-0. Newcastle, let us have him, please. How much is he? 14 to 22. We're not getting him. But just Newcastle, just let us have him at a cut price. Come on, he's one of the lads. You got to let... Oh, my word, what a goal that is. What a goal. That's me done for the day now. It's not going to get any better than that. Right. Leeds United, probably going to ruin it by scoring a goal now, aren't they? Nonso running forward. He's got players surrounding him. No one wants to tackle him. It ends up that no one does tackle him, or no one gets to tackle him in time, and he has the shot. But fortunately, Iverson is equal to it. We're getting a bit of a possession from Leeds United now, but we want to just try and intercept it like we have been. There we go. McCallum does get the ball now, and now we go again. Fish into Wiradoo. I'd like a goal that isn't just a wonder goal. I would quite like us just to get like a normal goal. Shahar in, looking for Sims, can't quite get it there. Don't tell me McCallum's going to do it as well. He hits the crossbar. What did our fullbacks have for breakfast today? It wasn't Weetabix, I'll tell you that. It was something else. Goodness me, full of rocket fuel today. Right, I think now is as good a time as any to make some substitutions, don't you? Huh. Well, I'm tired. Right, Sims is going to come off again for Scully. The midfield pairing haven't really done much today. So Piccolo is going to come off for Shackleton, and Busquets is going to come off for Henry. We'll make a double change there, and we will save the final substitutions, because if you make a substitution, all of your substitutions before the 75th minute, one of your players is guaranteed to get injured. So we ain't doing that. We're going to wait until the 80th minute for the final couple. We should be multiple goals ahead here. I'll take a 1-0 win. But if we don't win this game, I will be livid. I haven't pressed play. That'd help. Wouldn't it? That'd help. Pressing play. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Long month. Can you say a long year in March? I don't know. You probably can't. Right. Leeds United coming forward again here. Trying to get into Nonso. We managed to head it away. And Scully now. Can he break forward? No, goes back to Hall. Probably a better idea, actually, to do that. Now we have a bit more possession. And the highlight ends. We've actually been quite reckless in tackling, which is a little bit of a concern. We were fine in the first half, but we had a bit of a recent spell, which I'm assuming is them trying to attack and us just cutting them off. Right. Henry, looking for options. Goes for the shot. I don't know if I agree with that decision rather. The position was fine. I don't know if I agree with the decision now. I think I would have preferred him to try and square it across the box, but it is what it is. Our defence is actually tired, so they have been coming at us from the looks of things. Ashburn is going to come on, and I am going to take off Hall because he's on the yellow card for Watts. And Shahar can come off for Edmonds Green. No, he can't. I've run out of substitutions. Okay, well, we won't do that then. We'll just go with those two changes. And the right side will just have to fend for itself. Which is a bit of a concern. But I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. You can't see it, but my start bar got in the way of the button there, which is always fun. Right, let's just see out the game. 1-0 against relegated Leeds United is absolutely fine by me. If there is a sting in the tail, I'm going to be annoyed that we haven't done more in the game to get more goals, because we have been very good for more goals. Just, we haven't looked that sharp in front of goal. It's taken a wonder goal. Shahar. Tired Shahar, who got the goal, might have cost us here, because James is in, and it's a great save from Iverson to keep us winning the game. A draw against Leeds before the game, I'd have absolutely taken, by the way. But I won't take it now. Their keeper came up for that. It's not even hit 90 minutes yet. Wow, they are desperate for a result here. That, I think, is going to be it. We actually got a corner here, so let's see whether we can get the ball in the back of the net one more time. Watts' header just loops too far over, but he eats some of the time out of the game, which is good. And I think that is going to be that. I hope it's going to be that anyway. No, we've got one more highlight, and it's actually us with the corner again. Whipped in. Wiradoo into the hands of the goalkeeper, Israel. Now, that has got to be it. We're in the 6th minute of added time. We're coming up on time, surely. But is there enough time for Leeds United to give us a bit of a sucker punch? I don't think there's going to be. Witheridoo does lose the ball, but Shackleton retains it. Bit of passing from us, and Scully's in, and I think it's disallowed. It is disallowed. It's not going to be 2-0. Scully, though, is some good movement, but he was just offside. But that, I think, is going to be the game when it next comes back through. Oh, it wasn't even tight. It was a mile offside. That's a bit disappointing. Again, Scully probably not going to be here next season. I might even, if I'm confident in my ability to bring someone in. 5 yellow cards, by the way. Not very happy with that. We might even try and replace him in January. I might go for that option, possibly. But, all things considered, I'd have been happy with the draw. We got to win. Whether we were wasteful or not is irrelevant on that one. Now, we were at home as well, so it is worth bearing that in mind. Information about some contracts there. Our youth intake this season, by the way, is apparently excellent, so we'll take that. I mean, what a goal that was from Shahar. That's probably the goal of the save. Just purely on amazingness. That was incredible. That is going to do it for today's video. Now, we are going to go past the January transfer window here, before we get to the next video. So, it will be sometime in February. I haven't fully decided what games it will be that we'll come back for. We'll see whether we might still be in the FA Cup. If we are, maybe we'll tie that in. But somewhere in February is when you are next going to see us. And we may have 1 or 2 new faces. Again, I kind of like the idea of I mean, to be fair, Scully has got 6 goals and 3 assists. He's not been awful. He's not been completely awful. So maybe he's one to hold on to. But I might try and put him up and see whether we can get anywhere near that value. If I can get near that value, I will consider it. And then that might mean we can bring in someone who is actually of this level. Because if we can continue how we're doing in the Premier League, in the Championship, getting ahead of myself there, if we can continue this rate at the moment of how we're doing, we might find ourselves in the Premier League, and we might need to start thinking about Premier League quality strikers. And the earlier we do that, the better. I mean, again, that is incredible, but the gap is only 9 points between ourselves and Ipswich, who are in 7th. A lot could change between now and the end of the season. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget, leave a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment as well on what your favourite bit is and what you'd like to see in the future. My name is Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.